Hi, Instagram followers. Thank you so much for joining me once again for our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live tutorial. But of course, I'm going on live as well. Hello, my Instagram followers. Happy Hump Day. Hi, everybody who's watching me on Facebook and also on LinkedIn and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me once again for our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live tutorial. Of course, I'm not just streaming into Facebook, but also into YouTube and LinkedIn. And if you're joining me, make sure that you say hi, put in your name so I can see who you are, and to be able to also address you by your name and not by your username that is showing on any of these social media accounts. Once again, I know that you're joining me during your lunch break if you are working a 9 to 5, and I appreciate you for giving me your time. If you're joining me the very first time, my name is May Yo Silvers, and I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure event planning company. And I'm also the founder, event mentor, and coach for events for anyone, where we provide a mentorship program called the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur, and also a digital course that is 24. It's called the Business Kickstart Bundle, where it's only $24 for 24 courses to help event planners, designers, and decorators to start and grow their event planning and designing company into a multiple six-figure profit business. So today we are going to talk about, hello, Rebecca. So good to see you. And once again, if I'm not calling out your name, it's not because I don't see you. I do see you, but I want to be respectful of your time. And I want to be able to give you as much value as possible in this little time that we have, 30 minutes or less every single Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about the 3-step process to ensure business success. Last week, I was on vacation and we dropped a video that talked about the 3 things that could tank your business. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video, make sure you go to my YouTube, make sure you go to my podcast, actually. Go to my podcast, Unstoppable Eventrepreneur, Eventrepreneur, the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur, and listen to the podcast from last week where I went into detail about the 3 things that could tank your business. So since we talked about tanking the business last week, now we're going to talk about how do we grow your business. What's the 3-step process? So I'm going to fast forward to give you a quick overview. What are those 3-step process? And then we're going to go into each of these process and where did most people go wrong. Therefore, they're not seeing the momentum that they want. Okay, the 3-step process basically are step number 1, clarity, step number 2, belief, and step number 3, action. Okay, step number 1, clarity, step number 2, belief, and step number 3, action. What do I mean by this? Clarity basically is you got to be very clear about what you want, okay? And then when I say very clear, I'm talking about like those minute details. And then belief, step number 2, is you got to believe that you can actually have this. You got to believe that what you say you want in step number 1, you can actually have this. And then step number 3, you can just manifest and think and dream about it into reality. You actually have to take action to make it happen. Where did people go wrong most of the time? What happened is a lot of people have an idea what they want. Okay, they say that they want to have a business because they want to have time and financial freedom, correct? And then they bypass step number 2. Then immediately they take action, which is fantastic because this part has to happen for anything to happen, right? So they went to step number 3. So a lot of people have a general idea, okay? Business owners have a general idea why they want to have a business. And then they went straight into action, okay? Take action to launch their business, okay? They learn about all the things that they need to do and how to do it. The problem here is they are so involved in the strategies, techniques, the do. And when they start doing the do, they realize that, oh my God, this is more difficult than I thought it would be. So they will have a lot of hiccups and also ups and downs, to the point that they will start to question themselves, is it all worth it? All right. So they start asking themselves, is it all these things, all this turmoil, pain that they're going through when taking action, is it all worth it in terms of all the sacrifices, all this emotional up and down, financial loss, energy depleted? Is it all worth it to attain what they say they want in step number 1? So they don't believe that they can actually have it, because all they see is just setbacks and setbacks, or they see little success, but it's not big enough or fast enough for them to attain what they say they want for step number 1. So basically, they lost the momentum, they lost the enthusiasm, the desire, because at the end of the day, they realize that I don't think I can have this, or I don't want this anymore. So you see, the 3-step process, it's all jumbled up in their frame of mind. There is no clear path. They have step number 1, and then they have step number 3. And then the step number 2, the belief actually get built on based on step number 3. This is the part where a lot of people make the mistake, okay? The step number 2 is only reinforced when they see results for step number 3. Whereas in reality, step number 2 has to happen first before step number 3. But they are all interconnected, and I'm going to explain to you why. All right, so let's go step by step. Step number 1, which is the clarity. You have to know exactly why you want what you say you want. Why is it important? And also, what exactly do you want? I'm going to use my own personal example, okay? I know that I want to have a business, just like all of you who is craving for financial and time freedom. So when I say I want to start a business, it's for financial and time freedom. Hey, Helen, long time no see. So when I say I want to have a business because of financial and time freedom, I don't just leave it there, okay? Financial and time freedom is a blanket, a general want and desire, all right? Now I go into more detail. Why do I need to be so detailed about what exactly this financial freedom means, what exactly this time freedom means? Because the clearer you are, okay, it becomes more tangible and more visible. When you can see and envision and feel, then it's real. If it's vague, just a statement, financial and time freedom, it is like a blur vision. When it's blur to begin with, everything is blur from that point onwards. So you have to be so clear. So for me, I know exactly how much money I need to have cash, liquid, every single year in order to live the way that I want to live and have the X number of vacations that I want, to buy the things that I want. I need to have liquid cash, $150,000, okay, a year, liquid cash, $150,000 in order to pay my bills and yet have savings and yet buy the things I want and go on vacation. All right. So I know a number that I want. So this is extremely clear, $150,000 a year. So that is my financial freedom, and that is my financial goal. Now, time freedom, that's when I go in depth. into what exactly does time freedom means. That means I want to be able to go on at least 5 vacations a year. Okay. And when are these vacations? I have to write it down. And for how long? So I know in June, it will be at least 3 weeks. And in December, it will be at least 3 weeks. In March, there will be at least 1 week. In August, there will be at least 1 week. And then one sabbatical for myself, which is also 1 week, which could be in April or May or in September, October, depending on my events schedule, right? Or my book events. So I already know that this is the time freedom that I want. Now, not just vacation. I also want to think about the daily time freedom that I have. How many hours do I want to work every day? And how would the day look like? What time will I wake up? How many hours will I work in a day? So I will already start envisioning, okay, this is how my day is going to look like. I wake up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time that I decide that I want to wake up and to take care of Mia, my daughter, send her to camp, send her to school. And then I work out for 1 hour. And then I start work at 10 a.m. I start work at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then I have lunch. And then I go pick up my daughter from 2 to 2:30. And then from 2:30 to 4 o'clock or 4:30, I work. So basically, I work on average 5 hours, maximum 6 hours a day. All right. And then the rest of the time, I work out, I read, I swim, I do whatever I want. So this for me is my time freedom. All right. So 4 to 6 hours a day, Monday to Friday. And I do not work on the weekends. And if I have events on the weekends, I have a team to take care of that. So in this case, I have a very clear idea what exactly that time freedom means and what exactly does financial freedom means. The next thing is the belief. Now, this is the mistake that a lot of people make. They skip this step number 2 or they glaze over it. All right. So they go straight into, okay, so I know how much money I need to make. I know how many hours I want to work. Let's take action and make it happen. I applaud you for your enthusiasm, but this is a half-ass plan. All right. So we want to be really intentional. And I also don't want you to be thinking that, okay, if I can think about it, it's going to happen. No, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen unless you have a solid plan. But then the plan will not execute and will not happen to its full extension if you don't have step number 2, which is the belief. All right. So after you have written down all those things that you say in terms of the time and financial freedom, you're going to ask yourself, can I really have this? Do I believe that I can have this? A lot of you will immediately say, yes, of course. Why not? Why can't I have it? And it's interesting because when you're thinking about step number 1, you are at this high, okay? You have so much enthusiasm, just like a child. You don't know what's going to come. And you're just going to assume that everything is going to come fast and good the way you expect it to be, which is fantastic. I like that type of positivity. But if you don't take the time to really, truly believe that I can have this, when you say, of course I can have this, I believe I can have this statement that you say to yourself, of course I can have this, and I believe I can have this, these 2 statements have to stay true to you to the end, okay? Not when you take action and then you fail many times, you don't see the success that you want, and then you come back and question yourself about these 2 statements or affirmations that you say to yourself. Can I have this? Do I believe I can have this? Will I have this? You can never waver on this. When you decide what you want for step number 1, it is granted. It is carved in stone. It is a deep-rooted belief that you deserve to have this and you will have this. Okay? You don't have to worry too much about how it's going to happen and what is going to happen. As long as you do what is necessary, which is action number 3, which is step number 3, action, and follow the path and trust the process and do not put unrealistic deadline, okay, then it will happen. But the moment that your belief is shaken, that's when your action, which is step number 3, will be an action that's not all in. Okay, so this is the path that I see many people take. They have a general idea what they want, which is step number 1. They don't give too much time about step number 2, and then they go to step number 3. All right, so they take action, and then once they take action, they get impatient. And then when they get impatient over and over and over again, they come back to step number 1. I don't really think I need all this or want all this. So they negotiate with themselves. All right. I am not saying that you should not negotiate with yourself, but you can never lose the belief that you can have what you want. All right. So when it goes to step number 2, how do you build the belief? Even when you don't see it happening the way you are wanting it to happen, after you have taken action, how can you continue to keep on to the belief? First and foremost, when you are going through the 3-step process, at the very beginning, after the clarification, right, you need to have clarity. Step number 2, you need to collect evidence that this is possible for you. Start looking at people in your field. Start looking within your inner circle. And it's extremely difficult, or I would say a little bit more challenging, if you're in an environment where no one that you know or in your inner circle actually has attained whatever you say you want for step number 1, because there is no point of reference. You don't know anybody who can attain what you say you want. So you start to wonder, can I actually do this? But if you are one of those who are super positive, and I'm one of those, okay, then you don't really need to have any point of reference, because you are special and you're different. What people have not achieved doesn't mean that you cannot achieve. You can be the first one in your family. You can be the first one among your friends and your family to achieve what you say you want to achieve. But of course, if you have a community that you know who have already achieved what you say you want to achieve, it is all the more possible for you as evidence that you can actually achieve what you say you want in step number 1. So I would say for step number 2, when you are trying to deep root your belief that you can actually have what you say you want, start looking in your environment and your community and ask yourself, okay, where can I collect evidence to reinforce that I can actually have what I say I want? All right. Oh, thank you so much, Daphne and Bukola and Frida. I am so happy that I can actually see remarks on Facebook. All right. So you need to collect evidence. Okay. And again, if you don't have the evidence that it has direct reference, do not start doubting yourself, because you could be the one who is going to trailblaze and set an example for the next wave of people who have the same dreams as you. So for me, I didn't have any point of reference within my immediate community, right? Within my friends and family immediate community, but I am using the world as a point of reference. If this person can overcome all these challenges in their life, I am sure that when I am not in that type of challenging environment or times, I can definitely achieve this. So that's the word impossible is always I am possible, right? I am possible. And how do I keep on with my belief? How do I continue to have this belief in myself when sometimes the results does not support that I can actually get it? What I do is I don't have a preconceived idea how the success should look like or when the success should come. I have an idea what the end goal is going to look like, but I tell myself that everyone's journey is different. And whatever is put in my way is another step towards the journey, okay, towards the end goal. I tell myself to enjoy And even though it breaks my heart and I get frustrated, and some of you have known that I have gotten 18,000 no's to get my very first yes in a sales job, how do I keep that belief? Because I didn't put a time frame when I need to have the first sale. I also did not see every single no as a failure. I see every single no as a success because it's bringing me closer to my end goal. So I try to always know and trust that I am on the right path. It's very challenging if you don't have a very strong mindset, if you don't have a supportive community. Therefore, you are in my community and I'm here to encourage you. Okay? So you need to be able to give yourself grace and ask for help and know that there will be people there who had walked that journey before you, and ask them how it feels when they had to navigate all those challenges. And in fact, 2 nights ago, when I was in bed around past midnight, I had this idea that I'm going to write the 10 lessons I learned when I am building my 2 six-figure business in the events field. And I'm going to put it on my Instagram. So if you are not following me on my Instagram, you should. Okay, it's @MayoSilvers. I'm going to put it as a post and I'm going to put the 10 lessons that I learned. So I will continue to encourage myself, and I will continue to ask for help, and I will continue to look for more evidence in the world, not just in my immediate environment and my community, but I expand my horizon, my circle, and look for those what do you Americans say? The dark horse, the underdogs, right? The underdog story, right? So those who overcome adversity. I read all those things and I listen to motivational speech and autobiography to tell myself that I have so much more than these people. Of course, I can achieve it. So you need to have that belief that it's going to happen. Because if you don't have this belief, you go into step number 3, which is action. What's going to happen? You will lose that belief because all you see is not the result that you want. And then you start to question yourself. Can I actually have this? Can I actually do this? Is this even the right thing to do? Okay? And do I really want what I say I want? I'm okay right now doing my 9 to 5. So who am I to think that I can have what I say I want? So you start questioning your clarity. So that's why I say it's interconnected. One thing links onto the second thing, and the second thing links onto the third thing, right? So for me, there's no one step process that is more important than another step process, because they are all linked together. You can have clarity about what you want, and you can truly believe that, yeah, I want to be a multi-millionaire. But if you don't take the appropriate action, it's not going to happen. If you're just going to sit there and meditate and manifest and verbal affirmation, it's not going to happen. It's great that you're sending out those energy. But if the opportunity comes and you don't take advantage of it, then it's not going to happen. If you don't have clarity and you truly believe that you can do what you say you want, you have an idea what you say you want, then you can't have a clear action plan, as in what exact action I need to do right now, or what is the biggest domino that I have to hit right now? What is the one action that I have to take right now in order to get the momentum to get to the end goal, which you have no idea exactly what is the end goal, except I want to have financial freedom. So if you don't have a number to aim, for me, I have a number, 150K cash liquid is what I need to make every single year. So 150K equates to how many sales calls, equates to how many closed deals. I need to start looking at numbers. 150K equates to probably 5 events for me, right? On average, 5 events. And then how do I book these 5 events? How many people do I need to talk to in order to book those 5 events? All these are my action plan. So if I say that, oh, I have to talk to 100 people to get 5 events, let's just say, then how am I going to split my time to talk to these 100 people, right? Based on I only work 4 to 6 hours a day, right? So you see, it all links back to one another, okay? Then, same thing, your belief, right? If you kept falling, then your belief is shaken. So what is the point of having a clarity here and an action plan here, but you don't believe you can actually do it because you have fallen so many times? So every action that you take, you have doubts, you have fears. When you have doubts, you have fears, you're not moving at the momentum that you should be moving. Therefore, they're all interconnected, okay? So I believe that this is a topic that is recurring all the time, but I have not seen many who's able to articulate it as clearly as majority can understand. I hope I have achieved the point today and guide you in the right path. All right. So if you think that you need help more so in this 3-step process, be it whether being in a community who can encourage you or getting hold of some resources that can actually guide you on exactly what to do so that you don't have so many setbacks, or you need some clarity in exactly how to define your financial freedom or your time freedom, then welcome to my community. Either follow me on LinkedIn, YouTube, my podcast, Instagram, or my Facebook business page. Everything is Mayo Silvers, which is my name. And if you want a quick start, don't forget to check out our 24-course bundle at only $24. Over there, that is all the what to do and how to do it. I've used my own personal examples in all these courses that I've created. And if you want to be in a community where we can continue to nurture you and support you and share our experiences, our war stories, you have an opportunity to join our paid live community as well when you purchase the 24-course bundle. All right. Thank you so much once again for giving me your time and your attention. I hope that I have served you well today. Don't forget to join me live again next Wednesday. I will be doing 2 more lives for the month of July, and then the first week of August, I will have my last vacation for summer, and then peak season picks up for events. So I will be here and still delivering content, hopefully that you will get to enjoy. Thank you so much, everybody, and make sure that you have a great rest of your Wednesday and the rest of your week. Just remember, the next moment is never guaranteed. So seize every single moment and seize the day. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.